How are you? Thank you. I appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button. Ram Rose, what a lovely surprise. It's 3 days till your birthday. Are you excited? What are you going to be, like 25, 26? How old will you be in 3 days, honey? Hey. Oh, who else is on here? What a lovely surprise. Not excited at all. You'll be 24. You should be very excited, honey. A lot of people, hey, baby, how you doing, beautiful soul? Hey, Ladee, how are you? I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm coming in a little bit early. Hi, HJ West. How are you? How you doing, West? Getting ready to go vote. That's right. I had to do early voting since I was going to be in Pennsylvania today. Hey, Caroline, how are you? I love your picture. I know you can't stay long because you got to vote, but you can catch the recap. Hey, Eric, welcome back. How are you? Thank you. Sitting in traffic. That would be my life right now instead of doing this live, but we broke out today at 4:20. So I was like, you know what? We're going to dinner today as a group. You're welcome, Caroline. I mean every word of it. We're going to dinner today as a group about 6:45, which means I can't do my live at 7 o'clock. So I wanted to come in and say something. Hey, LaShawn, how are you, LaShawn? How are you? From the shy. Um, because I'm having trouble with my Wi-Fi at home. They're supposed to come out this Saturday. I get back Friday, back into Atlanta on Friday. Hey B, how are you? Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, Supposed to come out Saturday. I get back Friday. Supposed to come out Saturday. Look at my internet. I just cannot wait to have my internet back. Like I do not care about cable or TV at all. I really, really don't. Because I watch most of my TV on Hulu or I catch it on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I would get YouTube Red live TV before I would get cable. Like, first of all, it's expensive. And then lastly, um, half of the stuff that you're getting, you don't even watch. Like, what's the point? If I could tailor it for me specifically, maybe. But yeah, some of the shows that you'll struggle with if you don't have internet, I mean, if you don't have cable, is Bravo, Stars, things like that. Stars I subscribe to while power is on, and then I just end the subscription. But Bravo is a real stickler about their shows, so you may have to catch those a couple of days late, but I'm okay with that. Hey, Rowdy, how are you? Um, okay, so I got a couple of things I want to talk about while we're on here. I want to make the most of our time because I know I'm going to get a text or a call around 6:45, 7 to tell me to come down to dinner. So I'm glad you're doing good, Rowdy. I missed you guys last week. Um, Anyway, I did a video. I started a video earlier today, and people kept knocking on my door and coming to see me and like that, and I just couldn't get the video out. But I'm gonna try to do a couple of videos tonight if I'm not too. You know what I mean? Not too. Just to do a couple of story times and stuff like that to put videos out there. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. I went to some a braiding salon and got my own hair braided down, and then I did the dreads myself. Um, I'm still on my trip. I'll be here until Friday, the 25th. And I was really hoping that the Wi-Fi will be kick-ass here. The beds are really, really great, but I guess it's just too many people on the Wi-Fi. Like Wi-Fi is one of those things. It's so coveted. Like to me, a good Wi-Fi hotspot is the best thing ever. I promise you. Like, yeah. Anyway, um, so I'm gonna talk a little bit more about my trip. I'm not gonna talk about it here because one, I don't have time to go into everything, but we're gonna talk about my trip because I want to talk about a couple of things that I've been noticing, not just with some coworkers here on my trip, but from my office, but just in my travels. Like I'm noticing that it is a hell of a lot of mental instability out there. Oh, I'll take great Wi-Fi over coffee. I will say that. I won't say I will take Wi-Fi over a man. I mean, they are useful for so many things. Lotioning the middle of your back. They're great for that. Let me see, what else are men good for? Getting things off high shelves, lifting heavy things. They're great for that. Yeah, I mean, you could use a good man for a lot of different things. So I won't trade Wi-Fi for a good man, but definitely coffee. I'll give up coffee. Yep, and I love coffee. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of mental instability out there, whether it's slight or not. You got some people that are just master manipulators, which to me is a little bit of a it, mental instability. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm just seeing it. It's more and more prevalent out there, and I want to talk about it in a video. So we're going to talk about that. But okay, so let's talk about something that's a little bit more lighthearted. Let's talk about Cardi B's new video that she dropped for "Be Careful." Okay, so there is a movie out there that I think is slowly becoming a cult classic, and it has what's the dude from Blade, the black dude? Why can't I think of his name? Because we used to all think he was the finest thing walking. The one that had the tax issues. Anyway, he plays in a movie called The Gallows, and that is what that video, Cardi B's video, reminds me of. Wesley Snipes reminds me of him, that his whole look in The Gallows, like that white ass hair and the way it's blowing. Like I was just like, oh, I don't know, man. Like I'm just not huge Cardi B fan. Like I can't make myself get into her. And the thing of it is I want the best for her, but I did a video. I think I did it during the 12 days of Vlogmas. I may have done it then, and people were so upset with me about talking about Cardi B, and they were really trying to make it an age issue, which may be true. Like maybe I'm just not into her because I'm not, young. I mean, I'm young. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't young. So maybe I'm not into her because of that. Maybe it is a generational thing. I don't know. But I talked about, what I thought about Cardi B, and people were just so upset. I do think she's hard to understand sometimes. I do think that her flow could use a lot more work. There's this chick on IG. I think her name is Reagan. Man, that girl, that girl got some serious flow. Okay. I can't think of the first part of her name. Tell me, Ram Rose, tell me, what's her name? The Reagan girl from IG. I know you know who I'm talking about. It's like like the real Reagan or beautifully Reagan or something like that. I forget, but she's a brown skinned sister, and she's got some serious flow. Like I really enjoy just even her Instagram snippets. Um, that's my hot spot, girl. If it wasn't for my hot spot, I just don't know it. But it costs a lot to stream from your hot spot, so um but I rather stream from my hotspot than to get cut off from you guys, especially since I didn't do a live last week. But thank you. Okay, I was really hoping. Um, yeah, I'm happy for her success too. Be honestly, I am. Like, do you get yours? I don't want to see anybody fail, and it's something that coming from where she's from, she's built herself up to this point. And I stand by that with Azalea Banks. I think Azalea Banks is jealous. And I don't think she's jealous of Cardi B's talent because I don't think they compare. I think she's jealous that she was on Jimmy Kimmel and she was like the first person to co-host with him or to host his show for him. And she jealous of her being on Ellen, even though Nicki Minaj and stuff was on Ellen. They're just eating her up. Like people seem to gravitate towards her, maybe because she has that infectious energy. But at the same time, I just don't think she has the talent. Um, a lot of it is her label. You know what I mean? Like it's freaking ridiculous on the radio now. You cannot turn the radio on without hearing Cardi B in a collab or one of her songs or Offset, the Migos. Like they I don't know, but it's a machine that's behind Cardi B. And my thing is that in all you're getting, make sure you protect yourself mentally and physically because these labels will ride you hard and hang you up wet and forget about you. You know what I mean? Like she's hot right now, which is great. Ride the wave, save your money. But I don't think her talent is something that's going to, not in the music game. Now, she may have another talent. She may be, acting or something. Hey, Jen Marie, how are you? She may be more successful at, but I definitely don't think now Offset has had this car accident. Like I said in my video, 12 Days of Vlogmas, what did I say? Do I think Cardi B is ready to be a mom and a wife and all of this stuff? Hell no. I stand by that. I rarely ever have to go and take shit back. One of the things I had to take back was I didn't think Janet Jackson would ever come back on tour, especially because her husband was Muslim and she was a new mom. I never thought she would come back out on tour. Now she did. I have my theories about Janet Jackson. I think her and that man had an arrangement, but I digress. Anyway, so my point is I rarely ever take things back. Yeah, that's that Virgo intuition. Azalea is bitter because her career. I totally agree with that. I don't think it had anything to do with colorism. I don't think she gives a shit about Azalea Banks gives a shit about colorism because for you to call somebody a pickaninny, and all this other shit that she's done, you don't care nothing about colorism. Not at all. What you mad about is the fact that the powers that be have accepted Cardi B and they're funding the machine behind her. Thank you, Shaman. How are you? Um, Let me see. Is that Virgo intuition? That may be true, Charlo, but she wasn't lying about when she said, um, I agree with that. Yeah, it's definitely coming from a bitter place. It's the whole Monique situation, like good message, but the messenger, I'm sorry, is important. And it always reminds me of y'all remember when Vanessa Vanessa came home from school and she had the dude that she was gonna marry on the Cosby Show, and Bill Cosby gave her that symbolism about a beautiful steak and a great baked potato and a nice salad and it being served on the garbage can lid. That's what I always think about when I think about great message, wrong messenger. Is sometimes it can be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it could turn out to be the wrong message because it's the wrong person delivering it. Because if people don't receive it, if people don't get behind it, then same thing, right? Yeah, I'm personally I'm sick of the whole Cardi B movement. I can't wait for it to die down and go away. I don't think she's adding very much to the culture, besides a couple of and okay, yeah, I just I'd like to see Cardi B reapproach. I'd like to see Cardi B 2.0. I'd like to see her in a few years after she's been doing this a while and she's matured. I'd like to see that. I'll be open to that Cardi B. This Cardi B, I'm just like, put on Pandora. Like the radio, you guys play the shit out of that music. That music video is horrible. It's horrible. The only good thing really about that video, it employed quite a few African Americans. I like to see that the black people in the video and everything. I like textures and tones, but to me it made the song sound worse. Like I can see her mouth moving when she do it, and it just does not add anything. Her being in that ethereal look with that wind blowing, even when she's standing at the altar with the guy and the wind is blowing, like I was like, it don't make sense. And I'm gonna tell you why it bothers me. It bothers me because if I feel like our people we just accept all kinds of bullshit. We just accept all kinds of stuff. Like, we just don't require more. We don't require more a lot of the times. And it just pisses me off. It just pisses me off. I don't know. We've co-signed on it, and I just don't understand why. I really don't. I don't understand why. But anyway, that brings me to Bravo Andy. I am so insulted with this. Hey, Janice, how are you? Yeah, first of all, Azalea Banks with the chickens in the closet. I was like, you're a fool. You're a fool. You are a fool. Even if you are doing that, you're a fool for showing people. You're a fool. Like, yeah. And for me, the whole chickens in the closet thing with Azalea Banks made her an automatic no-go. I'm never going to get behind any type of dark magic, witchcraft. I'm never going to do that kind of stuff. Not knowingly. Not knowingly. I'm not doing that. So she's a no-go for me anyway. I just thought it bared pointing out, which a lot of people said she's just jealous. But to me, that's what she's mad about. She's mad about how globally accepted Cardi B has become. And I think it's just a testimony to the times that we're living in. I'm doing good, Miss Janice. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, okay. So let's talk about that shaman. Let's talk about Andy. That shit is so disrespectful. And to me, if the housewives of Atlanta do not call him to task on it, then shame on them. Shame on them. I know Nene is busy now with Greg being in the hospital, and I'm praying for him. I wish him well. But it wasn't even like he was whispering. It wasn't even like he was talking in code. You know what I mean? He was just flat out. Okay, so let me tell you what happened, Twisted. You didn't get the someone people are saying about this notification bell that sometimes you have to push it and turn it off and then push it and turn it back on, and then you'll start to get the notifications. 6:06, so we're doing good. So try that, Janice, and see how that works for you. And I am on a little bit early, but I'm sure that has nothing to do with the notification bell. Okay, so this is what happened, Twisted, with Andy. Yeah, he is. He's the messiest housewife of them all. But basically he went on, her name is not Chelsea. This what's the white chick that used to go with she goes with one of the Wahlbergs. She's married to one of the Wahlbergs now, but she used to go with Jim Carrey. Anyway, he went on her show and basically said that all the ladies ganged up on um ganged up on Kim, and they were hard to control. He doesn't have trouble. Melissa McCarthy. Thank you, Shaman. He doesn't have control over them. All the other ladies, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in New York, he can control them. He doesn't have to worry about doing as much mediation, which really is a damn lie because the Housewives of OC get to it with each other. And quiet as it's kept, Bethany Frankel is a handful. Now, they've got a great relationship, but you ain't gonna make me believe she's any easier to wrangle than Kenya Moore or the other girls. And so it gives this opinion that, to me, it gave the impression that, Housewives is ghetto and hard to control, and they tried to jump Kim, and now Kim is saying Nene tried to kick her or kicked her at the reunion. Like, something happened. That conversation that he had with Kim in that bathroom, for him to say that he didn't know he was mic'd up, he had no idea. He didn't understand why they would still be filming because it was all over. That's right. That's right. He portrayed them like they're angry black women, which is an insult. It is an insult. And from what I understand, Real Housewives of Atlanta is his most profitable leg of the franchise. So why would you do that? Why would you do that? And for him to act like that whole thing in the bathroom, he didn't even know he was being videoed. I think what he said to Kim in that bathroom, he meant. I think he meant that. What happened? Something has happened where he is backpedaling and he is team Kim. Something has happened. Now, maybe he had to go before the board of Caucasians, and the board told him that he can't take black folks' side over white folks. I don't know. But the way he's behaving in that, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. It's an insult. And the lady should call him to task on it. If they don't call him to task on it, then it's going to come off like they're desperate and like he can say and do anything. And if that's the case, then you guys might as well fold in the towel, because once you let the colonizer know that anything goes, I promise you, it won't be long before he had them on there, tap dancing in blackface and shucking and jiving. It won't be long. I promise you. If you don't stand up for this, he doesn't make it clear, then the ladies need to revolt. I think they need to revolt. It's an insult. It's an insult. It's an insult. The way he disavowed any knowledge of it. And a lot of that shit they do is orchestrated. I still say that whole Candy, Phaedra, sex dungeon, Portia situation was orchestrated down to the last second. I believe that. And I believe one of the reasons why they're so upset with Kenya, is because Kenya is really, really trying to have this baby and really trying to have a marriage, and she won't let them pimp that whole her situation out, you know. Um, and I think he meant to punish her for it, but at the same time he want to act like he don't have as much pull or as much clout, like with the video being taped. Like, you had no idea the video was being taped. And worthy TV said it the best: all y'all mics up and you got lights and cameras in the bathroom, and you didn't feel like you was on camera, you didn't feel like it was being recorded. Like, goodbye. It's bull crap. But go back to Kathy Griffin. Go back to Kathy Griffin's video when she talks about who Andy really is, which within itself is kind of BS, because you was real good friends with him as is before he cut you loose, decided to wash his hands of you. She was good friends with him, but after it was all said and done, all the stuff she was great with, she was okay with, she didn't mind telling us, pouring the tea out on it, and you know, playing the victim card, or playing him out to be the monster, which I believe a lot of it is true. I believe a lot of it is true. And this just goes back to what I was saying about being really, really careful during this time frame. You really should be careful all the time, but during this time frame, just be real careful. Be real careful, because people are up to no good. It's all about making money. It's all about the ratings. It's all about the subscriptions. It's all about the followers. And if they use you to make money, to get subscribers, to get viewers, to get followers. Oh, Michael Cohen's business partner has flipped on him? What? Who? Which one? Not Sater. You're not talking about Sater. Anyway, let me finish my thought about this, because I will go down the rabbit hole with these politics. But okay, so you have to just be careful, because people are scheming up a blue streak. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's a lot of beefs out there. It's a lot of beefs out there, especially on these YouTube streets. People are using these beefs as a way to get memberships and a way to get viewers and subscribers and all of that stuff. And it has no value to it whatsoever. Like, it doesn't add any value to your life whatsoever. And I'm not sure how a continual perpetual argument is entertaining. But for some people it's everything. It's everything. And I'm just I just want my people to stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. I really do. I want us to require more of people. I do. I don't want us to sign on to every little teaspoon of debauchery that goes on out there. Like, people don't value us. They disrespect us. They you know what I'm saying? It just don't mean jack. And if it's something that's making money or doing good, yeah, they'll hitch their star to it. But as soon as something goes on, they won't stand behind you. All right, they just toss you out. Like, I made a quick grip off of that. Now they've got a bad rep, so I'm bowing out of the whole situation. And we're just seeing it across the board. You're seeing it in the school system. That's why I don't want teachers to be armed to carry, because they're gonna be killing our kids left and right. I don't know how to say. They don't respect us. They don't see any value in us. And this Andy Cohen interview is a perfect example. A perfect example of the fact that they don't respect us and they don't see a lot of value in what we offer. Yeah, he gonna collect that money as long as that money is coming. But once that money stops, I promise you, he won't have nothing for them girls. This is proof of it. This is proof of it. This is proof of it. Same thing with what we're seeing from Waffle House and a lot of these other places. Is we're investing our money, we're investing our time, our presence, our dollars, and we are not requiring more of people. And they have absolutely no fear whatsoever that we're going to do anything or we're going to blow them up on Twitter. We're definitely going to blow them up on Twitter. Black Twitter is good for that. But now what? They know it's going to blow over. They know we're going to move on to the next thing. I wouldn't turn around in a Waffle House parking lot, let alone go in there to eat. I wouldn't do none of it. Okay? They don't never have to worry about my dollars again. Ever, ever, ever. And I love a patty melt, but I promise you, I'll make my own patty melt with 2 pieces of white bread before I go back in there. Um Basically said that Kim deserved everything she got. Who said that? Yeah, Bravo's known for the sneaky mics for sure. It was so disrespectful. It was so disrespectful. And the thing about it is he wasn't even doing cold speak. He was full on. He was like the girls were hard to control, and but if I remember correctly, he seemed pretty pleased. He seemed pretty pleased going between the two of them. He thought that was great. Now you acting like those girls ganged up on her. Come on, y'all. First of all, Kim can hold her own. She proved that for the season. I don't know his name. They're describing him as Cohen's business partner. I can't wait to get on CNN, MSNBC tonight. Sham says it just seems like black people, we have high standards for each other. That's true. That is a very, very good point. That is a very, very good point. And I have been guilty of it. I have been guilty of it. But I promise you, every day I'm trying to grow and get better, especially when it comes to being more woke and being more conscious about things. A lot of these microaggressions that people are putting out there. I have been guilty myself of microaggressions, and Nene said that. So it can happen. It can happen, and we need to learn from it. But at the same time, we're just not upholding that which is good, that which is kind. We consider all of that boring. If it's not fighting and scrapping and bitch ho 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 bitch ho 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 bitch, then we not really interested. We not. It's the way it is. It's a select few people. It's not everybody, of course. It's a select few people. You guys hold on one second. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So whenever I travel, because flying dries you out, I drink a lot of coconut water. And it was about to drink me. So I need to run to the restroom. Anyway, yeah, I just want more for my people. I just want our people to be a little kinder to each other. I want us to expect more of ourselves for sure. But at the same time, I want us to support each other, our endeavors and things they're doing. Like, I haven't really seen anything on Angela Bassett. I think she got an honorary degree, if I'm not mistaken. And it was just, I mean, she looked beautiful. It was outstanding. You hardly ever see videos about stuff like that. And maybe I should be the one that made the videos. I don't know. But, yeah, it's They don't respect us, you guys. They don't respect us. Period. They don't feel threatened. I mean, they feel threatened, but they don't feel threatened by our success, by our coming together, um, pulling together, banding together. You know, there is a minimal amount of fear that they have when it comes to Black Twitter and putting their names out there and maybe getting them fired from jobs, but it's really about them just going to find another job. I mean, it's not like they're ruined. Very few people are ruined because Black people are upset. They're forced to hide away, be quiet for a season, but they're not ruined. You talk like that about Jews and see, won't you be ruined? I hope that's not a microaggression, but see, won't you be ruined? They don't play that. They don't play that. Let me see what y'all saying here. Um, Kim was always playing her damsel in distress role, but Andy Cohen kind of backing her on this. It's huge. It's huge. What would make him go against all those ladies and go for broke for Kim? What is that about? Let's talk about the royal wedding real quick. I remember when Diana married Prince Charles, which I still haven't really forgiven Prince Charles for how he did Diana. Every time I see his picture, I'm just like, But I remember getting up at 4 in the morning to wait for that wedding to start. I just didn't have as much enthusiasm for this one. I didn't. I thought it was a nice wedding from the pictures that I saw. It was very simple. I think a lot of the I know I'm not having no asthma attack. Hold on. I think a lot of the symbolism she did, you know, was supposed to be like a homage to her African American side. I thought they were nice. I thought they were well placed. And I thought they were a bit contrived. I thought it was very telling. The look on people's faces as they were watching her walk down the aisle, like you could see it was so much disdain in the room. And I think she's going to try to take up the mantle of what Diana was, which was a philanthropist. She was a volunteer, volunteerism, charity. It looks like she's going to try to take that mantle up. It seems that way to me. And, more power to her. But I would tell her the same thing I would tell anybody going into that situation. Girl, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Because they don't have no respect for us. They don't consider us valuable at all. They don't. And outside of that and the fact that you black, be careful, girl. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Be careful. But a lot of people were talking about her dress was plain. I thought she looked pretty. She's a beautiful girl. She doesn't need a whole lot of embellishment. Um, Here's the thing, and I think Beautiful Soul brought up a good point about it. Um, and I think Lady Nika did too, about he had that Nazi costume on, that type of thing. The same can be said for Serena. Serena is married to one of the co-founders of Reddit. Well, Reddit was known for having some real problematic ish on their website. Some seriously problematic stuff. So, yeah, for some people, it's not necessarily a big deal. For some people, it's not a big deal. And I feel like if it's not a big deal for her, it shouldn't be a big deal for me because I ain't got to sleep with the man. But that's something I'm noticing in PA too. I'm noticing here that it's a lot of single white men in Pennsylvania. It's a lot of married white men, but it's a lot of single white men. And they look at black women like they are juicy. You know what I'm saying? Juicy. It's a point worth pointing out. Hey, Prognosis. It wasn't honorary. She went through the program. Okay. Because I just read it on the fly, y'all. I be in this training. I be sneaking reading. So I had to read real fast. That's right. Thank you, Prognosis. I appreciate you clearing that up. And I'm going to go back and read that in its entirety. Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with her dress. I thought it was pretty, and I just want her to be careful. I want her to be well, and I want her to parlay whatever, this is a marriage to him, but also it's about service too. And she could really parlay this into something um special. And I don't mean monetarily, I mean in terms of if there's something that she wanted to do with her life and her time in terms of philanthropy. Here's a great opportunity to do that. And so that's what I try to focus on. At the same time, there's been a lot of real nasty things. How you doing, Prognosis? Real nasty things said about Meghan Markle, and it wasn't deserved. It wasn't deserved at all. um yeah, some of them looks she was getting when she came down that aisle, man. Katy Perry said some nasty thing. Yeah, you can count on that. Like I said, the looks on some of those women's faces was crazy. Meanwhile, the men looking like they wish they had took that plunge. They really did. But some of the women couldn't help it. You caught a lot of still shots. People was like, very telling. Very, very telling. Meanwhile, you got a lot of black women with nasty stuff to say about Meghan Markle, and it's not cool. It's not cool. Now, if she's done something or she said something that requires chastisement or being checked, I say cool. But you just being upset with her because she married a white man, I don't understand that. She can marry 10 white women. Listen, her dad and her sister are a mess, but that's in a lot of families. That's in a lot of families. I don't think that that's exclusive of black people, even though her dad is white. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's in a lot of families. You got a parent that's embarrassing, or uncle or grandma or sibling, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's per the use. That's per the use. It's just that um the platform that she was on, it was broadcasted. You know what I'm saying? Her daddy ain't shit. Her daddy ain't shit. The thing of it is, we wouldn't even be talking about it because um if she wasn't black. If she was white, it would have been, it would have been a like a feel good story, like an overcoming, a, despite the odds story, right? Different people, the narrative is different, the perspective is different. I like I said, a lot of African Americans had bad things to say about Meghan Markle. And then a lot of them was making it seem like she was the second coming because she was able to get into the royal family. But listen, the royal family been into black and Africans for a long time. They just don't talk about it. They just don't marry them. They just don't do it in the open. They just don't. Now, if you ever go and see Netflix got a show called Harlots out there, and one of the ladies that's a prostitute is black, and she ain't no joke, by the way. And when those men come in there, some of the stuff that they say, they looking for the onyx princess. Um, some of the stuff that they say and the way they say it lets you know that they have a serious fetish when it comes to, and Prince Charles was a big hoe. Back when his penis was working real good, he was a big hoe. A big hoe. Cause he crushed poor Diana's feelings and heart into the ground. And you ain't gonna make me believe it was with all Caucasians. I don't believe that. Yeah. Hey Emmy, how are you? Yeah. So that's all I have to say about the royal wedding. I wish them all the best. Yeah, it's tons of Africans in Europe and in Canada. If you all ever get a chance to watch, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there about the CBC, which is the Canadian Broadcasting Company. They have a ton of videos out there, but they have a series um, on racism and dealing with it in Canada. It's huge in Canada. It's huge in Canada. You will hear some of the same things being said about European Africans, about how they are treated, and about how they are viewed. Not just by the royal family, but just like us, by shop owners, by business people. Isabel Minton. Yeah, I didn't know it was that big of a I you when you hear about Canada, you always hear that Canada is the place to go. When you're done with America, you don't want to deal with America anymore. All the bullcrap, go to Canada. Canada's clean. They got free health care. Um, it's nice there. All of this. But when you look at the videos about racism in Canada, you realize you leaving the frying pan and you jumping into the fire. I didn't know that. Amira, I don't remember that. That's news to me. I'm gonna look into it. Let me see if my people texting me. No chicken, steak only. That's what's up. My boss is going to get us all Philly cheesesteaks. He's so excited about it. I'm gonna look that up. Thank you, Amira, for pointing that out. I didn't know that. Am I saying it right? Is it Amira or Amira? The news reporter caught it. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway, I appreciate you pointing that out. I might do a little video about that. That would be interesting, I think. Amira. That sounds good. I like that. That's a pretty name. Anyway, um, yeah, and it's disheartening. It is very, very disheartening um to see how we're viewed, not just here in America, you know, in South Africa. I don't know if it's everywhere, but I know in South Africa, like here, we don't call black people colored people. But in South Africa, light skinned black people are called colored. They're not called black, they're called colored. Here, being called colored is an insult. Like, but there is kind of it's kind of an upgrade. You know what I mean? Because you're light skinned, you're considered to be better, I guess. So you colored. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird. It's so disrespectful. It's so disheartening. Like, that's why it's imperative. It is imperative that we begin voting in and requiring leadership for the black community that can effectively lead us. It's imperative because we need to be more cohesive. And it seems like such an undertaking because literally you're going to have to undo generations and generations of indoctrination that has led us to believe that we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, that we can't trust each other, that we, that it seems like such an undertaking. But we survived slavery, you guys. Surely, surely, surely we can come together. It's so disheartening. And I'm gonna tell you why it's disheartening is because they so disrespectful. It's so devaluing. Like, it pisses me off, if you can't tell. It really, really makes me mad. And it makes me even madder when I think about all of the snakes and the underhandedness that's going on in the White House. And I'm not even going to get into the fact that Obama would have never, that's given, it's understood. Um, he would have never have gone through that. But you got people who are accepted because they're Caucasian, but they are pedophiles, um, abusers, flat out thieves, flat out thieves. That's theft. When you're taking money from your company and purchasing things for your own benefit, that's theft. Okay, that's theft. But it's dismissed. It's looked over. People are just, walked out the back door quietly. Where is Hope Hicks? Have you heard anything from Hope Hicks? Hope Hicks is on to the next thing. And she co-signed some of the dirtiest stuff that Trump has been doing. She wrote a lot of the tweets that were put out there. She got out. She's somewhere in hiding, and she's going to reapproach somewhere. When we are hauled off in handcuffs, we are. Look how they did Patrick. Is it Patrick? Kwame Kilpatrick. I mean, Kwame Kilpatrick was a piece of work, and he took some money. Okay, he did some things, but he was splayed and laid out in the sun. Okay, held to task, gone to jail, tried to get out early, and do some things because he wasn't like he physically hurt someone, and he was denied. He was denied. And Donald Trump wasn't just speaking for himself. He was speaking for a lot of Caucasians in general. And we see it all the time with these people who are doing these mass shootings, and they're calmly walked out. They're treated civilly. You can't even sell cigarettes. Which he wasn't selling cigarettes. Eric Garner was not selling cigarettes. You can't even have CDs. You know what I mean? Even if you flat on the ground on your face and they got their knees in their back, you know, took that gun and put it right in the center of his back and shot him. He's on the ground. You got him subdued. Why would you put a bullet in him? Same thing you would do with a dog, right? Same thing you would do with a dog. Same thing they do to pigs. To go out there and boom, put them down. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, you got a man who beat not one wife, he beat 3 wives and all the girlfriends. Beat him. Porter, I'm talking about Porter. And they say he's a good man. He does a good job. Wouldn't even cross their mind to say a cross word about this man. And they eased him on out the door. Last time I checked, beating on somebody and terrorizing them was a crime. Walk away. That's why it pisses me off. It pisses me off because they can get away with some of the most heinous things. And the reason why I never said a word about Bill Cosby is because the dude from Seventh Heaven, the one that admitted on tape that he had an affinity for young girls, might have been young boys. He had an affinity for young people and molesting them. They still show Seventh Heaven. They still show Seventh Heaven. Same thing I say about O.J. Simpson. Yes, I believe O.J. Simpson killed Nicole. Yes, I do. But if y'all hadn't been trying to set it up, instead of letting the trial go like it was supposed to, like you do for everything else, just let it be fair. If y'all hadn't been trying to hide gloves and perjure, OJ wouldn't have got off. That's how he got off. Y'all can be mad at yourselves. Don't be mad at OJ. Then you set the man up and try to lock him up in jail about taking his own stuff back. Like, it's so blatant. It's so blatant, which is why we need to come together. And we need the Stephen Collins. That's right. He ain't in prison. Stephen Collins is not in prison. Unless he got locked up and I didn't do it, Stephen Collins is not in prison. They were supposed to pull the shows off the air. And it never really happened. But Bill Cosby, you know, they punishing the whole show. Because they're not gonna get no residuals from it if it's not shown. They can't get you one way, they'll get you another. Amira, I know you got something good to say. I need to go back and look at it. Yeah, it's difficult to be on that trust trip for sure. And I said this before, okay? And I'm trying to make it contextually sound, but I went to Dollar Tree before I came here. I had to run a couple of errands. I went to the bank. I went to the Dollar Tree. I get to the Dollar Tree, and it's on in a predominantly African American part of town, and it was only 2 people working. The lines was backed up around the corner, and it was one lady in the line with her 2 daughters, and she was playing Boot Up, Badu, Boot Up. She was playing it on her phone out loud, like not earphones, like out loud. And her 2 daughters was singing it word for word. And when it would stop, it would go off, it would loop back around. And so the song just played through. It was excruciating, but I had so many things I needed to get. I was on my way, you know, catching a flight. The next day, I need to go and do what I got to do here right now. And then I was going to go run and get me some lunch. So I finally got through that line and got out of there. I was just like trying my best not to be negative, trying not to be derogatory. Y'all know I try to do as much as I can in my own community, and I try to shop black every chance I can get. So I go up to the Zaxby's, and it was some bull crap at the Zaxby's. Like that experience. It's always something. Okay, you go to the Zaxby's on the white part of town, everything's Gucci, everything's cool, like it's no big deal. You go on our part of town, and it's always a caveat. I forget what it was. Oh, I know what it was. I was gonna pay for my meal with my card, and they wanted ID. So I go through my wallet to dig out my ID. And before I pick it up and turn it to the window, she just wanted to see that I was going to show her ID. She didn't even take it. She was like, okay, thank you. Now, why you watch me dig through my purse and all that? Like, first of all, why you asking me for ID for something that's less than $10? Like, but it's always like that. When you go to black neighborhoods and you go to out to eat, like you go to a wing place, a bar and grill type place, they take your credit card and hold it so you don't walk out on the ticket. And this is the stuff you have to put up with when you trying to buy black, when you trying to go into black businesses. And I really, I almost said this why I don't deal with black folks, but I'm getting away from that. I'm getting away from that thought process because I know my people are amazing. I know my people are awesome, and I'm not gonna let nothing change that perspective for me. I'm not. Do I get frustrated? Yes. But I began to really think about it. It's about relationships. We don't really have relationships with one another. We don't have relationship with the business owners. Okay? This goes back to what I was saying about us pulling together and working together and being more cohesive, because even though you might pay a little bit more when you go, let's say you go to a black owned printer, and you go to that printer and you say, I want 500 copies and I need this by 5 o'clock. um you know Two sides of it. Okay, you could go to that printer, he have it ready by 5 o'clock. You got some people that'll be like, $20. The man down the street charge $15. They feel like they not gonna shop there because it's $5 more. Now me, I'm in a place where I will pay $5 more because I'm putting into my own community. I'm putting into my own people. All right. Neither here nor there. Then you got people that will go in their experiences. You said you was gonna have it at 5 and it wasn't ready at 5. Okay. And this why I don't deal with black businesses, because they wasn't ready. It wasn't ready. You didn't honor your word. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. You didn't honor the contract and yada yada yada. But if there's relationship there, you don't mind spending the $5. If there's relationship there, and that this is somebody that support your business, then you're going to make sure you honor your word. You have the order ready. You have it done. But because we don't have relationships, we're not invested in one another. We don't know each other's name. The person I take my car to, Earl Eakin off 78, Eaakan, Earl Eakin off Highway 78, is one of the best mechanics in that I've ever known. And everybody I know takes their cars to him. He's honest, he's fair, he's good at pricing. When you walk in there, he knows you, you know him. We have a relationship. He's not going to mess up my business. And I definitely don't want to do anything to mess up his business. In other words, if you look out for me and help me get this better, I'm going to make sure you get your money and you get paid. I'm not writing you no bad check. I'm not, shifting you. I said shifting because I didn't want to say the other word, the D word, out of your money. Same thing with me. You not finna, you know what I'm saying, do half ass work on my car either. We have a relationship. And it used to be that way. And you do see it a lot more in cities like maybe the Bronx or Brooklyn, where there's black owned businesses and people, you do see it there, but you don't see it a lot when things are more spread out, more suburban. Again, the package store that I go to, the liquor store that I go to, it's a black owned liquor store. And I go in there, I talk to them, they know my expectation for wines. And as I'm going in there more and more and more, I'm seeing that they're carrying a lot more brands that I like. They're re-upping. I had an issue with the fact that, a lot of stuff doesn't have prices on it. And I'm going in there now, I'm seeing that they've got the prices on them, on things, and it's about $2 or $3 more for some things. Some things are a lot cheaper, but some things are a little bit more than the Asian store, which is probably 2 miles up the way. Asian package store, which we used to go to all the time before the black owned store came in. Okay, but not that the Asians don't have customer service, not that they're not great, but I want to go where my people are. I want to put my money behind my people. You know what I'm saying? And so I respectfully say, hey, it's an issue for me that you guys don't have prices on stuff because they don't have a lot of staff. So when you don't have a lot of staff, then I got to go find somebody to give me a price for this bottle. And I don't want to get to the register and have everybody behind me here that I'm not paying $15 for that bottle. I would have left it on the shelf if I knew it was $15. Or I get there and I realize it's $7.99 and now I want two. You see what I'm saying? I got to go back and get two and hold the line up. Like I explained all this to them. I was like, you guys need to start pricing things, right? And they listen. But we're building a relationship. They know me when I come in there. I know them. We're building a relationship. Okay. And that's what we need in our community. We need to be able to say, hey, this is not working, or this isn't great, or you guys weren't open on time, and I really needed to, get my clothes out of the cleaners and so on and so forth. We need to have those conversations, and then we need those things fixed, and then we need to honor our word, and we need to continue to support, and we need to go continue to stand behind, especially when people are really, really working hard to bring a sense of community and bring businesses that we need into our community. But that's what's missing. That's what's missing is the relationship. It really, listen, the Persians are a good example. You would rather cut your own arm off than for one Persian would rather cut their own arm off than betray another Persian, because you will be an outcast. You will be cast down and out. Honor is a very big thing. It's a very big thing. And you don't want to be cast down. You don't want to be cast out. You don't want to be shunned. You don't want that. We don't have that fear in our community. We don't have that fear in our community. We will bleed a black business dry. And when they go out of business, we won't even blink. Or we'll be a shoddy business and be ripping people off and giving them shoddy products or shoddy customer service and don't think nothing of it. Because we don't have relationship. We don't fear not having relationship. We don't invest in relationship. It's not just with businesses, it's with each other. How we treat each other, how we look at each other. If you in a company like mine, which is predominantly Caucasian, and you walk into a situation where it's you and another black girl, then when y'all look at each other, when y'all see each other, when y'all talk, it ought to be like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be able to talk. We should be able to have conversation, It shouldn't be like, like I'm trying to move your spot as the token black. I'm not. We should we should be aligned. We should not be adversaries. And you find a lot of times that they'll go so far as to dog you out with white people. I would never dog a black person out with a white person. Like, where they do that at? Like, what you doing? Let me stop talking so I can read y'all comments. I know y'all got a lot to say. Um, yeah, I'm gonna find that. I'm gonna find that Diana article. Yeah. I was a leader. I was in an organization, and it was too much Willie Lynchism. It just makes me so sad. It does. It makes me so sad. And it seems insurmountable, but I know we can overcome this. I know we can. Um, and instead of the internet bringing us closer, to me, it's just exposing us as so much more divided. Trump is a blatant racist. That's true. They treat dogs better. The righteous is always unaccepted. Unaccepted. I agree. I don't feel sorry for Bill Cosby at all. I'm not saying that. I think, right is right and wrong is wrong. But at the same time, we've had so many conversations about it. It's all over the news. We're doing videos about it. But Stephen Collins is a pedophile. It's horrible. It's horrible what he's done to children. And he's not being walked in shame like Cosby. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right. Bill Cosby wrong his two left shoes. But it's not right. It's not right that because he's black, his feet gets held to the fire. But if he's white, then it's mental illness or it's just something we don't talk about. We just don't mention it. We just don't discuss it. It's not really news. Let it go. We're dismissed and poo-pooed left and right when we have concerns. We are dismissed. Get over it. Let it go. It's not right. It's not right. Yeah, it's disgusting. Oh, Mary, you're funny. I'm open to it. I feel better when I buy black too, and you just have to overcome that mindset. That feeling like it's not gonna be good, it's not gonna be great. Listen, I tell people straight up and down. I tell people straight up and down. When I go to black businesses, now I'm not saying loud and complain and all of that, but when people say, "How did you enjoy it?" I pull them to the side or I tell them if I've had some concerns. And it's not just endless complaining. It's to help you grow your business because I eat out a lot. I shop in a lot of different settings, and I'm big on hospitality, and I know it when I see it. So, um, I can tell you, what's going to be an issue. That not putting prices on stuff is an issue. But again, I pull you to the side and I tell you in love. And then I come back. I'm going to shop here again. I'm not flying off the handle. I'm not trying to discredit your business. It's a way to do anything. It's a way to do anything. And I'll tell you something else. I wouldn't cut a business off because there was this issue. Now, if it's repeated, I might cut you off and I might tell you, and I'm gonna tell you why. Not might. I'm definitely gonna tell you why. But I'm gonna tell you why I did it. Why I got to cut you off? Okay? If you don't get all these fools from standing out in front of this storefront, I got to walk the gauntlet to get in your door, and they smoking. I got to walk through a cloud of smoke. That's a deal breaker for me. And I'm going to tell you, with respect and love, I'm going to pull you to the side. If I don't see things change, then I'm just going to have to make that move. But you're going to always know why, because I'm building relationships. Building relationships. It's something that we need to really, really start getting back in the habit of doing. Telling you, stop just putting your money in places you don't know where it's going just because it's cheap, just because it's less than. Some things we need to just go ahead and pay for. Some things we need to go ahead and invest in. And building relationships with one another as a community in a business setting is important, and we need to invest in that. I mean, we blowing our money for products that are less than, not handmade, not good for us, not safe, not sound. You know, we blow a lot of money on bull crap. Yeah, for sure. No, honey, I enjoy the mirror. I really do. You said sorry for the paragraphs. Um, oh, thank you, Tamara. Thank you. I did my hair myself. I didn't do the braid down underneath the crochet, but I did my hair myself. Hey, Tracy, how are you, honey? How's your week going? Tamara, how you doing? Tamara, not Tamara. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of went down on a tangent there, but some things I wanted to talk about, some things that's on my mind. I got a couple of videos, a couple of story times that I'm going to share. You guys seem to like it when I tell some of my story times, and I want to. This is the direction that I want to kind of head in. I want to, start doing more blogs where I talk about myself, fair to middling. I like that. Where I talk more about myself and my experiences. And hopefully you guys will find it interesting and entertaining. I do have a way of telling my experience of things, and people think it's funny, but I be dead serious. I'll be dead serious. I just want to get away from trying to get views with celebrity gossip and stuff like that. Because truth be told, I don't have a lot invested in that. I don't. I'm not going to read them blogs back and back to back. I'm not updating. I'm not going to do a video at 2 o'clock and then do another video at 5 because something. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm not into it. I'm just not into it like that. Like, I'll watch other people's videos and get informed on it, but I'm not trying to, sort out what's going on in Hollywood. And the reason why is because a lot of it is contrived. A lot of it is just to keep you talking about them and talking about that situation. When I saw the video of Tierra Marie, I was just like, girl, why would you ever let somebody put you? I just don't understand it. I don't understand, why would you let somebody video? Yeah, who shot John? Why would you? And then, some people were saying it's a publicity stunt and all of this. I don't know. I don't know. I just know I would be horrified. Horrified. If that was me. I would be horrified. That was ridiculous. And it to me, it's of no value. And that's just me in terms of my time. I think it's great that other people do videos and they talk about it and they do well with that. I think that's great. Just for me personally, I feel like I can be more dedicated talking about my own business than I could be talking about other people's business. I'm never going to be a dedicated vlogger if I have to talk about other people's business. I'm just not. But talking about myself, I'm more apt to vlog every day, to give you guys a video every day if I talk about myself, if I talk about my own experiences, if I talk about the things that I'm interested in, rather than talking about other people constantly. Anyway, that's just my thought process on it. You guys will see some videos coming up this week that I'm putting out there. And you tell me what you think. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me see what time it is. Because y'all know. Oh, it's 7:08. I know my boss back. Y'all, let me get off here. I've been an hour, 21 minutes. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, okay, for tuning in. We didn't have a lot of people on this video, but it was quality conversation. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys lending your opinions and views. It means a lot to me to engage with you guys in this way. I love seeing everybody. I love seeing your thumbnails and your face. And I think, Amira, are you new? Are you new to me? I don't think you've been on my lives before, have you? Thank you so much for coming in, bringing your expertise, dropping some knowledge. I really, really appreciate it. I try to do a live every Tuesday, and I'm going to, maybe try to do two, because I really like the interaction. Like, I like videos. You've been here before and you've talked? Oh, you've never been here. I've never been here. Okay. I really like lives because I like for you guys to, one, help me out with my brain farts, and two, I like the engagement. I like when y'all talk to one another. It's just, I like it. I like it a lot. But let me get out of here and quit being rude to my people. I appreciate that. Why do people put so much trust in others? Listen, I'm doing a video about that. I'm gonna try to have it uploaded by tomorrow evening. Well, we got dinner with equals tomorrow evening, which is people that are on my same peer level at work. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it up, but I'm gonna definitely do it. And hopefully I have enough Wi-Fi energy to get it done. And get it uploaded without it taking 2 hours. And of course, Saturday, my own Wi-Fi company is coming out. And hopefully I'll be back on the Wi-Fi train by next Tuesday. And I can stream without it costing me an arm and a leg with this hotspot. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to go and have dinner and go back through and read your comments. Oh, because I love it. So look for, I think I can respond. Look for those responses. I'm going to try to get that done today. Until next time, honeybees. Thank you guys. Oh, the actress from Greenleaf was arrested in Houston. Which actress from Greenleaf? Who? Which character? For taking too long to use the restroom. That's some bull crap. Anyway, I'm going to find out about that. Hey, Badu. Oh, you caught the ending. Hi, honey. How are you? Thank you, Tracy. You have a good evening, too, okay? Yes, please come back, Amira. I would love, love, love to have you. You've been great. Absolutely great. Badu, I miss you. I miss your witty repartee. Okay, you guys, let me go and join my coworkers for dinner and stop being rude. I love you guys. You guys take good care. Enjoy the rest of your week. And until next time, mwah, mwah, mwah. Aha!